finished the autobiography of a great man, and that wise man writes in the starting paragraph of his autobiography that the most profound 21 words he has ever read, or those words which had most profound effect on his life, on his future life, were: our main business is not to see what lies dimly at the distance, but to do what lies clearly at hand. And this thought gave me a title for today's talk with you all. And I title it, Live in a Day-Tight Compartment. Simply said, living moment by moment. I have already expressed this thought and idea in very many other talks of mine. It further strengthened my belief. The great man says that the secret of his success, he tells a group of students, was not only special quality of brain, but what he called living in a day-tight compartment. Just as a great ocean liner can be shut off into a watertight compartment, he said, so we should shut the iron doors on the past, the dead yesterday, and of course the future, the unborn tomorrows. The load of tomorrow added to that of yesterday's, carried today, it makes the strongest falter and stumble and weakens them. The only possible way you can prepare for the future is to concentrate with all your intelligence, all your enthusiasm on doing today's work superiorly or most positively, or doing your with your best ability. It's a very famous Lord's Prayer in public schools they teach. It's very meaningful, my friend. It says, ask only for today's bread. Today's bread, he went on to the point out, is the only kind of bread you can possibly eat. Many people reject the counsel of such wise people to take no thought for the morrow as a counsel of perfection, or a bit of, I would call it, toward Oriental mysticism, not realizing his words were translated more than 300 years ago, when the world thought frequently meant anxiety. Of course, the advice doesn't mean not to plan for the tomorrow. My friend, in many, I'm a military officer and I've read so many military history books. During the war, our military leaders planned for the tomorrow, but they could not afford to have anxiety. They planned for every contingency, but without anxiety. I have supplied the best men with the best equipment we have. That's all a greatest general can say when he prepares for the war. And also he says, and I have given them what seems to be the wisest mission and wisest orders. That is all any great general can do, nothing more, nothing less. My friend, think of your life as an hourglass, the author says so beautiful. An army doctor told me, who had worried himself into the case of combat fatigue. The thousands of grains of sand in the top of the hourglass all passes slowly and evenly through the narrow neck in the middle. One grain of sand at a time. You and I and everyone else are like these hourglass. When we feel we must accomplish that day, but if we do not take them one at a time and let them pass through the day slowly and evenly, we are bound to break our own physical or mental structure. That bit of advice the young man wrote not only helped him physically and mentally during the war, but has also helped him since in business. Instead of getting taut and nervous, he says, I remember that the doctor told what the doctor told me: one grain of sand at a time, one task at a time. By repeating those words again and again, the author says to himself, he accomplished his tasks definitely without the confused and jumbled feelings that once almost made it wreck of him. My friend, we all are standing this very second at the meeting place of two eternities of the past and the future. We can't possibly live in either of those eternities even for one split second. But trying to do so, we can wreck both our bodies and our minds. So let's be content to live the only time we can possibly live from now on until bedtime. My friend, anyone can carry his burden, however hard, until nightfall. Anyone can do his work, however hard, for one day. Anyone can live sweetly, patiently, lovingly, purely till the sun goes down. And this is all that life really means and nothing else. This is what exactly the living in day-tight compartment means. Living moment by moment means. One of the most tragic thing I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living, keep postponing. We all are dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon, instead of enjoying the roses that are blooming outside our windows today, now. How strange it is, my friend, our little processions of life. The child says, when I am a big boy. But what is that? The big boy says, when I grow up. And then grown up says, when I get married. But to be married, what is that? After all, the thought changes to when I able to retire. And when the retirement comes, my friend, we look back over the landscape traversed. A cold wind seems to sweep over it. Somehow he has missed it all and it is gone. Life, we learn too late, my friend, is in the living, in the tissue of every day and hour. Great author, John Ruskin, had on his desk simple piece of stone on which he carved out one word, today. And while I haven't a piece of a stone on my desk, I don't have that piece of stone, but I do have a poem posted on my mirror where I can see it when I shave every morning. Written by none other than Indian great dramatist Kalidas. and its title, Salutation to the Dawn. It says, look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief of course lie all the vendettas and realities of your existence, the bliss of the growth, the glory of the action, the splendors of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. Such is the salutation to the dawn. Beautiful. This poem inspires me every day and keeps me going, my friend. So if you want to keep worry out of your life, do what wise men did and shut the iron doors on the past and the future. My friend, live in the day, tight compartment, and enjoy every moment. Thank you very much.